Okay, this is crazy. We are buying an assisted living facility. This is kind of all of a whirlwind, so I'm gonna break down in this video exactly how we ended up partnering on a 44-bed assisted living facility in Central California. Let's jump into it. What's up, guys? My name is Josh Baldovino. I'm a marketer, I'm a real estate investor, and so for context of why we're even jumping into the assisted living space, for the past year and a half, I've actually been doing marketing consulting for a handful of assisted living operators, meaning helping people who own nursing homes, assisted living facilities, currently helping them make their personal branding content, their business content, and even running advertising for a CNA school. Over the last year and a half, I've gotten super interested into this space. Now, why that's important is because if you want to invest in an asset class like this, it's not just a house. But it's a house, it's a business, and more importantly, it's a business where you're taking care of people. So in thinking about partnering on this venture, that's something that I really had to think about is, am I confident in the team to provide that level of service for the residents? So once you figure out the why piece, the next important piece is to figure out the financing side of it. So here's largely how the business works. Now there's varying levels of service that you can provide. So the first level is adult daycare, meaning families will drop off their elders into the facility, you provide them with the daytime activities and they go home, all the way to skilled nursing facilities that do require high levels of medical care. And in between there are a range. So for this specific deal that we're looking at memory care, which has its own nuances and requirements. I'll dive into that in another video, not in this video. This is really the story about how we got into the deal and how maybe you can too. Here's how the business model works. From a residential perspective, you can potentially have 6 to 8 residents depending on how large the house is and how many bedrooms. And let's just say, to make numbers easy, on average they're paying $6,000 a month, which means your gross revenue is anywhere between $36,000 and $48,000. Now you have your expenses, so once you subtract your mortgage, your rent, staffing, meals, insurance, etc., let's just say it's anywhere between 50 and 60% operating expenses, which means that you are taking a significant amount of revenue off the top. However, again, making numbers simple, and I'm just oversimplifying this business model right now, if you have a 60% expense ratio and say you are generating $50,000 a month, then that means, actually I can't do that math, I need a calculator. So if you're generating $50,000 a month times 0.04, which gives you about $20,000 in profit off that one deal if you're generating 50 grand a month, which is amazing. It's a great business model. Now, the deal that we're partnering on is a 44-bed assisted living. Now, that's on the residential side. As you go on to a commercial scale, there's medium and large scale facilities. And in this case, we are partnering on a 44-bed assisted living in Fresno, California, which means it's a larger facility. The total purchase price is $4.7 million, which is I don't got 4.7 million right now just laying around. And so here's exactly how we're acquiring this deal. All right, so to acquire this deal, here's what we're doing. We're getting a small business loan, an SBA loan, and then we're also putting this within a real estate syndication, which basically means we're creating a structure to group people together and pulling people together as an investment group to then buy this business. Let me break this down. We're buying it for $4.7 million. Our loan is about $3 million, and we're raising about $2 million. Again, just rounding numbers off to make it easy. So that means that we have to bring $2 million to the closing table just to close on this deal, not including making sure that we have reserves for operating expenses. So here's what we're doing. We are pulling people together to raise money, to raise the $2 million to buy this business, which means that everyone is gonna be a marginal owner in this business. Now, largely, there's 2 parties to this. There's going to be a general partnership and a limited partnership. The general partnership are those that operate the business, and they'll get a certain percentage cut just for finding the deal, operating the deal, putting it together, etc. And then there's the limited partners, which then are the LPs who can get mailbox money. They vet the deal and they have capital to deploy and they buy into the deal, but they don't have to do any work. And that's largely how real estate syndications work. There's an operating group and a passive group, and you can sit on either. And I sit on both sides of the plane for different deals. And then so here's how I actually got onto the deal. I was filming a podcast with one of our friends, Elsa Nguyen, who've now met through a handful of different real estate events. And as I was filming this podcast, she was telling me about an assisted living deal that she was working on. And all I did was ask. I just asked, hey, is there anything that I can help you with on the deal? Literally, I'll roll the clip right now. And then you came in and you guys had your plan, and obviously it worked for your numbers, and here you are.
Yeah.
What do you need help with, Elsa? How can I help you on the deal?
You can definitely co-GP with us. I mean, there's a huge demand out there for AOF, and this is definitely not going to be the only one. We definitely can partner on so many different aspects.
Honestly, I asked that question to every single one of my guests just to see what comes up from it. And in this case, because I have experience with marketing other assisted living businesses, as well as hosting a group of investors for the past 2 years now, she had a decent amount of confidence for us to partner, aside from some of the other operational stuff that we're also going to be doing on this deal. So honestly, in full transparency, this deal is not closed yet. We are still going through, we have just launched the pooling investor, the capital raising part of the deal. We're about 50% subscribed right now. So right now I'm in the process of hosting webinars, investor calls, posting content, vetting the deals, and constant talks with people on why I think this deal is great, and just constant talks of why I think that this, of course there's risks with it all, but that's also why for a lot of these syndications, you have to be an accredited investor, which basically means you either make a lot of money, it's either 200K as an individual or 300K as a couple, or have $1 million in net worth. And the SEC defines you as, well, if you make a risk that is bad, it doesn't break you. There are other deals where you don't have to be an accredited investor. That's another video. Anyways, this is really just documenting the process on how I actually got into the deal. Anyways, guys, that's it. I'm super excited. As we launch this deal, the team has a great track record. Again, it's my group, my firm, Invest Capital, with 4 friends who we did the apartment deal together, are now partnering with this large group under Invest Now Capital. So Elsa and Garrison are the lead partners on the deal. Appreciate the opportunity, guys. They together have over 8,000 units of multifamily. They have in the past gone full cycle on a senior living facility over 10 years ago, and this now more recently is a new asset class that they are going to focus on. In addition to that, this next piece was actually a strong selling point for me to jump on the team, is we are also partnering on the general partnership team with Faye and Hero Cruz, and together they own and operate 4 assisted living facilities here in the Bay Area, and Faye is also an RN. Anyways, so from that perspective, we have the business operations, including the management side. On the assisted living experience side, from Elsa and Garrison, we have Faye and her husband, and then from my side, I'm pulling in the marketing, so we're going to be revamping the website, ads, all of the investor communications, so all of that, and so it's a very cohesive team. Anyways, I'm going to document this entire process between what it takes to actually create a webinar and a funnel for your investors to then find you and find the deals, how we're also marketing it, what it takes to close, and then also documenting the actual operations part of this business. If you want to learn along with me about what it takes to run and actually operate an assisted living facility, make sure to subscribe. If you're a real estate investor and you need help building out some of the systems to capital raise, let me know what questions you have below. I'll make videos for it all. And if you want to learn more about the deal, go ahead and click the link down below. You can get all access to the deal. Obviously, if you're watching this in the future, then at this point, the deal is probably oversubscribed, but that's all right. Again, guys, my name is Josh Baldovino. I'm a marketer and I'm a real estate investor. And if you enjoyed this video at all and you actually want to see the entire podcast where I asked Elsa about her deal and if we can partner, click here and I will see you guys in that video. Cheers, guys.